again.
Hello. It's Guy here.
That's just ridiculous. Paul Fryer and Guy Kenaway.
Yeah, really good to have you back.
Yes, very good. We were just looking at a video of a thing which you use to put down your sink to pull out all the hair that clogs up down there, because there's a world going on underground, as we all know, that we all prefer not to look at, which is beneath our feet where the tubes are.
Yeah, you're only 6 feet away. In a big city, you're only 6 feet away from a DJ, they say.
Is that right?
from a rat, obviously.
But this video, they put it down the sink and you twirl a twirly thing. Yeah. And what it does is it gets one hair that's sticking out of the hairball and it goes around it, and then it just comes out like basically
like a sort of corkscrew. Instead of pulling corks, you're pulling hair.
It pulls out a strangulated rat-like mass of pubes and head hair, which is obviously blocking up your system.
Yeah.
And these are the things that mix up with fat, aren't they, from the sinks, because people pour fat down the sinks to generate a fatberg, yeah.
Fatberg.
They now think fatbergs could be a bit like ambergris, so they could be worth something.
We drill into them and pull some elixir of life out of the fatberg.
No, of using them for...
Just squeeze on a tampon. And
No, using an energy source. Used for an energy source.
Oh, right. Well, hold on. What's a fatberg going to do to us energy-wise?
Well, it's
going to slow us down, Paul.
It's full of fat.
It's going to slow us down.
So what they're talking about, guys, is distilling the fatberg into energy.
Right, boiling it down.
It's handy.
That's a nice job. Minimum wage.
Rendering
boiling fatbergs. Right, lad, you stay. Just here. Just dig out with a spade, pop it in there. I'll be in the office.
I think what they're talking about is having a system now where the fatbergs are automatically deployed into some sort of machinery which takes them off to the fatberg place where they are incinerated.
So instead of it being a sewage farm, there's a fatberg distillery.
Collection device, like a train or something.
Refinery.
Yeah. And basically then it drips the oil from the fatberg into this furnaces.
Right.
Keeps the home fires burning when the propellers aren't spinning at sea.
Right.
In the downtime.
Right.
They're talking about running propellers. They've got a really clever thing going on there, Guy. Because obviously, like propellers, when they're at sea.
Yep.
What are they called? Wind farm.
Yeah.
So when the wind blows, you get absolutely loads of energy. More than we can use. And when the wind doesn't blow,
when the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
When the wind blows, the shit come. Fabio. When the wind blow, the shit come.
Anyway, go on.
But no, what it was that I was reading about this, and they were saying, well, they've got a problem because it's batteries. They have to use batteries to store all this energy.
Right.
Batteries are really expensive, difficult to manage, dangerous, tend to catch fire. And then somebody had the bright idea of using the power.
And you can never find one when you need one.
No, you never.
Even though you fucking bought one.
Wrong size.
Yeah, exactly.
But somebody's had the bright idea of using that power to compress air into cylinders. And then...
So they're our battery.
Yeah, and so the compressed air then runs the turbines in the downtime.
Ingenious,
isn't it?
Right, and that is the man that we need.
On the job, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to take him. We're going to torture it out of him.
No, we don't need to. He's told us already.
I have an instinct for this kind of thing.
It's on,
and the man's withholding information.
No, it's online.
I think we're going to have to take him to a basement and torture him.
Torture him anyway. See what else he knows.
I can tell he's lying.
If that's what he's put online, what else does he know?
Let's just torture him and get some information.
Get some other information.
What does the torturer do after he's been on the job for like 8-12 hours, when he realises, or he's told by someone, that the person he's torturing definitely does not know?
Or is the wrong person.
Was the wrong person, that's simple enough. What does he do? Did you go and say sorry?
No, he kills him.
Oh, no.
They have to, yeah, obviously.
Oh my God, Paul! It's
Can't let them go.
A very tough gig. Have we been on torturers before?
I don't want to talk
on the trade, the industry. The kids now. There are courses for everything. And
Open university.
It's a dog eat dog world, and you have to pick a trade where there's some demand, and there's some training. And someone's got to do it, because it seems to me that most states have a big
special rendition.
Right, that's just popping on a private jet. I'll do that.
So popping on a private jet somewhere where there's no rules,
and then keeping them quiet in the back seat.
Yeah.
No, you do it the normal way. 7 whiskies. 7 whiskies and a copy of the Mayfair.
No, guy.
So most people do on private jets.
He can watch
the telly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can watch the old James Bond episodes. And,
Anyway, that's private rendition. We're not got a problem with that.
rendition.
Public, what's called special rendition.
Private rendition.
Well, that's
I think you'll find that something quite different, guys. Private rendition.
Petty kidnapping. Do you know about that? Goes on in countries in South America. Have I told you about this?
No.
It's just, and I know you.
It's where they kidnap people they can't be bothered with.
You kidnap people for 50 quid.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's really easy. What you do is that you just go around your neighbourhood.
Oh, is it you again? Yeah.
And you just take a woman or a child, you put them in a sitting room, and then you take their phone and you ring the person and say, if you want them back, it's 50 quid. And the person naturally goes, okay, well that's a deal. And you get your 50 quid and you give the child back. And they are unlikely to call the police because it could go wrong or it will escalate. And I guess the guy says, well, if, by the way, here's the thing, is if you don't pay me 50 quid, the next one is 10 grand, all right? And it's petty kidnapping. And I think it's coming to us at any time soon, because it seems to me almost the perfect crime, because everyone's going to pay 50 quid for their child. Come on. I know that Paul Getty didn't pay, he didn't want to pay the money, did he, for his kid?
Yeah.
Do you think that affected the child later on in life, that your father wouldn't pony up to have you rescued?
I think it affected the child in that the child was dead.
No, he just had his ear cut off, didn't he?
Did he? His ear?
Didn't they send his ear?
I think they cut his ear off.
I don't think they killed him. I think they rescued him, didn't they?
Did they? Well, then his dad would have gone, look, justified. You're free, aren't you?
Yeah, you're right. But still, as you heard them on the phone
Such
go,
a fucking
what do you mean
know-all,
you won't pay? You'll go, Dad, you're not coming through for me.
Shocking.
It's not nice, is it, Paul?
No, I wonder what other petty versions of crimes you could have.
You couldn't have petty rape.
No, there's no
such
petty
thing.
rape.
We know that there's a long...
What about petty bank robbing? With a note saying, give me 20 quid or I'm going to have a wee. I'm going to piss myself here and now. And it's going to cost you 100 to get it cleaned up. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, that's not
I'm going to do a poo. 50 quid or I'm doing a poo right here. And you'll have to get it cleaned up. Just give me the money.
I'm not sure that's bank robbing.
Petty bank robbing.
That is like defecating in public spaces.
To get money.
to get money.
Threatening.
Yeah.
What about petty window cleaning?
Petty... What do you mean?
Petty window cleaning.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you go window cleaning for small amounts of money instead of charging everyone loads of money.
What, you're just saying 3 quid I'll do your house?
Yeah.
That's the capitalist economy.
No, then you don't do it.
Oh, then you don't. Oh. No. But who is going to pay before you do the windows?
So you say if you don't, I'll clean the windows all right, right out of the frames. 20 quid.
Yeah, I'd go. That doesn't seem
that's
to be
demanding
enough.
money with menaces.
Yeah, that's another crime. No. I would go no. But I did pay the other day 160 quid to have my windows cleaned.
Did you?
160 quid.
How did that feel when they finished?
There were 3 of them, and they worked for about, I would say, 3 hours. They had to get back. They had their truck, they had a van, they had the proper equipment, they had the brush with a little hose in it, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Extendable brush. And afterwards, there was a visible difference.
Well, I would have fucking well hoped so. After 9 man hours and 160 quid.
9 man hours, was that 20 quid an hour? 2 9s, 100? No, a bit less. 18 quid, yeah. I don't know, you've got to let the people eat.
So what happened though? Was it any good or what? Was it worth the money?
Well, I thought that's what it's going to cost, you know.
I would have done that for you for 40 quid.
You wouldn't?
I would.
You would have broken tiles, you would have...
I wouldn't, Guy. I would have done it for 40 quid.
It's quite hard to get some of my windows.
I'd have took the money.
And then fucked off.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't, thank God I didn't...
I was leaving anyway.
...deploy the Paul Fryer.
You put me up to this. The idea never entered my head.
I would go into service as a butler if I had to.
What, like petty butler?
No, I'd just be like a good butler.
Guy the butler, remains of the day.
Don't you think I'd make a good butler?
Yeah.
I've thought ahead, sir.
I'd love it if
I've removed the last lady's slippers from the bed. I've removed the nightie.
If I could afford it, would you be my butler?
Yes. Of course,
would you?
I've thought ahead, sir, and I have removed
Guy,
certain items.
If I was to pay you
the bedside table,
20 grand a month, would you be my butler?
Yes.
10 grand a month.
Well, hold on. What kind of negotiation is this?
I'm just seeing how much it would cost me.
Well, if you paid me 20, you'd get full butlering services.
Well,
and I would be the Jeeves to your Bertie Wooster. In fact, there's quite a lot of similarities already in there, because Jeeves was, although of lower birth...
The brains of the operation.
He was the brains of the operation.
I think you'll find I'm the one who's of lower birth here, Guy.
I know. So
I think you're much more Bertie Wooster than I am.
Well, not much, but anyway, I think in character I'm more Jeeves.
Guy.
I've thought ahead, sir.
Your reality is very flexible.
It is, yeah. I have thought ahead, sir, and I have removed the item which you may have forgotten since you left on your bedside table.
Would you like to use the other bedroom, sir?
Thank you, Jeeves.
We haven't had time to... Oh, yes.
Thank you,
Jeeves. Very good.
Very good.
Is that what you'd do for me?
Of course it would.
What would you do for me then?
Polish your mirrors.
Polish my shoes.
Do everything.
That would be great.
Do everything. I could be your drug steward.
I don't need that.
Oh right, okay. I was hoping
you're terrible at that anyway.
What do you mean?
You're terrible at it.
Okay, anyway. I would uncork your wine. I would turn back your bed, line your slippers up, align your slippers.
Iron my newspaper.
Iron your newspaper, put your gloves, cane and hat on the hall table.
Yes.
All the things that a gentleman needs.
Would you blow off my stylus?
I would blow off your stylus. I would keep your stylus. But there's no sex. Actually, the absence of sex from the Wooster books is quite an achievement, because Bertie has no sexuality at all, really, and yet he's not gay.
And neither does the butler.
No, neither does. But he has no private life at all. It's beautifully written like that, and it doesn't become a problem. I think there may be, I don't know the Irv well enough, but there may be an occasion where Jeeves does get a girlfriend. I can't remember. That would certainly, the whole thing would start toppling.
It couldn't happen.
That would threaten everything.
That's what the remains of the day is all about. It's about when the butler gets, he has some love interest, doesn't he?
I don't remember that.
It's great.
I love that kind of patrician style that it's written in.
It's wonderful.
So nice. So reassuring. Before, not so, there are very, very few jabbing short sentences. They're mellifluous and mellow. The tone. Slightly
solid as well as an oak. Refectory table.
Yeah.
Really lovely.
Story told about an English aristocratic coward and fascist.
Yeah, who doesn't even realise he's a fascist.
Yeah, who's trying to be really nice about it. See it from his point of view. I love that. To find someone really unreasonable and to write a very sympathetic account of their life. That's what I'm going to try and do with this playboy in this new book.
Yeah.
He's a
badger.
Yeah, it kind of metaphorically and perhaps literally. And he's a roue, Paul. He's a rogue. And he's a ladies' man. And he's completely out of date in the era of Me Too.
I wonder where you got this character from.
I'm looking at you, Paul, for good reason.
No, I'm looking at you, Guy.
I'm looking at you. And he's completely out of step in this Weinsteinian age.
What are we going to do with these step?
Men? No, you're not. Because you have a puppyish charm.
Boyish charm. I'm old, Guy. You said I was old today.
But you don't seem like it.
You said I was old today.
No, I said the thing is that I'm 62 and I consider myself young, but you can't do that anymore, Guy. I can't do that. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. If 62 is young, when's middle age? Right. It's absurd. Okay, I've got to accept I'm at least middle age, but even then, when's old age? I haven't got...
Old age is the last 2 years of your life.
Okay.
It's when you lose it, basically. That's when you're regarded as old.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so it's like a flexible one.
So people always go, oh, and it was so young. And it's like they're in the mid-70s when they die. And I think, I'm probably not going to last that long. That's too young to go.
Mid-70s, but used to be a fair crack.
I think that's a fair crack of the whip.
It depends really what you've done, I think. If you've lived a proper life...
What you've done?
If you've lived a proper life and you've had some fun and you've got some things together, what do they say? They used to say, plant an avenue, build a house. Oh. It's not doing very well for you, this. Have a son.
No, I haven't done any of them.
Yeah, you don't, exactly.
Plant an avenue? Have you planted an avenue?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
I have.
Where?
2.
Where?
One in France and one in Wales.
All right, so you've planted 2 avenues.
In fact, I've slightly done one in Pilton as well, but that's a bit of a wonky one.
And what about this other thing?
Have a son.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Masturbate, is it?
Guy, that's really shit, don't say
Oh, no,
that.
you've done that one.
Stop it, Guy.
Until your wrist hurts.
Guy, stop it. You're not even putting that in. It's so horrible. It's not even funny.
I'd like to withdraw that remark.
Just be horrible.
Anyway, but I know, Paul, the fact is that you have truly lived a life.
Yes.
You have loved, you've been, let's set a new standard. If you have loved, and if you have been loved.
This is the question of the 42 assessors.
Oh, what's that?
It's there are 42 questions, so I'm not going to bore you with them all.
No,
but the last one is,
3.
is one that is glad that thou hast lived?
Oh, no, I could never pass that test, would I?
I don't know. That's the big one, isn't it?
Well, actually, I would walk it. Because what does it cost them to be nice to me? No, I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm dead.
They're all nice to you when you're dead.
Yeah, they're
anyway.
going to go, I'm glad that guy lived.
On this subject, about what you do in your life, I read this the other day, like Jack of... And I knew that this one, right, that...
Paul's reading something off the phone, which is very, very unusual. Because I just want to say...
No, because I thought this the other day.
That of all the quotes that Paul's ever done on this, he's never read one before.
Yeah, but I was trying to remind myself of what they are.
Okay,
but
well,
there's this one... Because everyone used to say to me, great minds think alike, right? And it was my grandma always used to say, yeah, and fools seldom differ. Do you know that one?
No, I've never heard that, Paul. Only a million times.
But some people haven't heard it.
For God's sake.
Fools seldom differ.
Everyone knows that.
All right, well, listen to this.
Cliche,
Did you know
boring
this one?
remark.
Did you know this one?
From Vicar.
The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. And that's where blood is thicker than water comes from.
The blood of the covenant is thicker than...
the water of the womb. Meaning that agreements are stronger than family.
Okay, all right, fine. Your point?
Just saying that all.
Are you just going to pick random stupid thing? We were talking about something totally different. We were talking about what makes a man. You just got off on this.
Yeah, but that's just another example.
I know, fools seldom differ.
I just want to say. Yeah, all right. Listen to this.
As if it was like I'd never.
Yeah, but listen to this, right? Listen. Jack of all trades and master of none. Right. What's the next bit?
I've had enough of this. Go and get me my gun.
Jack of all trades and master of none. Did you know there was a second half to that?
No.
Oh, well, you're not so full of yourself now, are you, Kenaway? Would you like to know what it is, or should we just move on?
Let's first hear it, then we'll decide.
This is actually what we're talking about, isn't it? Jack of all trades, but master of none, but better than a master of one is the original phrase. So what they all were saying in the old days, if you want to have a full life, do lots of different things.
But Jack of all trades is not better than master of one. It's saying absolutely the opposite. Better to master one thing than to
I'm going to redo it because you're not paying attention, or you're having a senior moment. But this is it: Jack of all trades,
master of none.
No, but master of none.
No.
But better than a master of one.
Yeah. Okay. You have added that last.
I did not. That's the original phrase.
Because it completely contradicts the couple that comes before it. 1 and 2. It's drivel.
Well, I'm just saying
it's wonderful to be master of one thing.
That's the original phrase.
We completely look at Well, let's take a case in point. Lucian Freud. You see,
how many things are you good at, Guy?
Me? Well, not very many.
Well, funny that. See, I'm good at quite a lot of things.
You are indeed, and I hear, particularly in the bedroom department.
Guy, stop it.
Is that what you're going on?
Guy, will you stop saying these horrible things?
You had a little smile on your face. I thought, here we go.
Stop it! Guy, stop!
Right,
it's not even funny. No one wants to hear this shit. Stop it.
So
Stop it!
What are you good at?
Well, I can do stuff.
What are you particularly good at?
Guy, I'm good at things.
Name me one.
Plumbing. Fixing cars.
Yeah, you are quite good. No, well, you know, but you're not. You're like a Jack at that.
Drawing.
You're not. Yes, but you're not Leonardo.
Singing.
That's a sing. Yeah, you sing. You're quite a good singer. Actually, you're quite good at those things.
But I can do loads of things.
Would you say you're master at them?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a master of any of them, but I am a jack of all trades. And the original phrase, it said, it was better to be a jack of all trades than master of one because, and if you think about it, it's true. Because if the trade you go into, for some reason, falls out of fashion, then you're fucked, you can't earn any money. And that's what they're trying to say. Better to learn lots of things.
Right. So
have
it's
a full
used,
life.
like the King Canute thing, it's used in exactly the opposite way it was designed.
Bingo! Now we get there. We finally get there. So, Guy, you're beginning to understand what these phrases are about now and why I brought it up.
Back off.
Fully in context as well. Bravissimo!
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Fuck off! Can I just explain to you?
Congratulations! And now the booby prize. Would you like to guess this?
Can I just explain something to you,
for
Paul?
God's sake, Guy, you are hilarious sometimes.
Oh, my God.
Birds of a feather flock together had a second half. Do you know what it was?
Yeah, right. Birds of a feather flock together, but a lot of people who are quite similar fuck off and do completely separate things.
No.
What?
Good try. Until the cat comes round.
Right. Hold on. That's introducing a whole nother element. Which
It's a whole new dynamic.
Yeah. To me, that's over-egging it. You just birds of a feather flock together is absolutely fine. Cut, print.
No, Guy.
No, we've got one more line. I'm sorry, darling. We've done it now. We're moving on to the next scene.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Curiosity killed the cat. And then it ate the mat. No, what? What did it do?
But satisfaction brought him back.
Oh, yeah, actually, I remember hearing that.
So you think I've made these up, but I haven't. These are real. Yeah. And they all mean the opposite now in common parlance that they did when they were first introduced. Isn't that interesting?
Well, no, it's not really saying that.
It does. If you think about it, without the second part of them.
Well, can you please explain to me how the cat was brought back from being killed?
That's one of the mysteries.
It's not. It's that someone has just tacked something on that is pure fucking bullshit, and I suspect it's you.
No, it's not.
Because you can't say curiosity killed the cat and then there be an and, because the cat's dead.
Something brought him back.
That bit makes no sense.
Well, he obviously didn't die, a bit like Jesus.
Oh, right, okay.
You know,
curiosity...
Did Jesus die and raise...
curiosity threatened the cat and satisfaction
That doesn't
brought
sound
it
as
back.
good, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So you're not going to write that, are you?
No. Well, I don't know, but it just...
What about Jesus? You know, like, this is the thing. Did Jesus die and then was brought back to life miraculously by God? Or perhaps he just didn't die, Guy, and he escaped after.
Are you asking me?
I'm just telling you that's obviously what happened.
I think it's a bit more likely that people lied about it than it happened.
Lied about the fact that God took him back up into heaven, rose him from the dead.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more likely that there was a misunderstanding, because I know a little bit about biology and physics, and I know quite a lot about people's ability to make stories. And no, I think that's very unlikely.
Well, so that's my point. So do I.
But you listen to me.
That's my point.
I hate it when I'm agreeing with you and you attack me.
I hate when I'm telling you something and then you think you get the solution as if you've just thought of it, and it's the thing I've been trying to tell you all along.
All right, okay, brainy one.
I'm not being brainy. I'm just saying.
I'll just take off my mic now and turn this into a monologue.
And you're like a lunatic.
Go on, listen. I guess listen to Paul. Off he goes.
No. You're the one who does the monologues.
You've lost weight, by the way.
Have I?
Yeah. You like a restaurant, don't you, Paul? Not as much as I do, though, do you?
I love a restaurant.
Because you're not so into food, into one big meal as me. You like to graze, don't you?
Well, I just like dining out.
Is that because you... What do you?
Yeah, I like social
I know
aspects.
you like a small meal, though.
Yeah, but I like the social aspects of being in a restaurant.
Me too.
I love drinking
wine.
What do you like? And I love grappa. And I love the
conducted to my table, and it's a satisfactory one.
Yeah,
it's not the best. I would never. I have never in my entire life.
Sometimes it is.
Well, a good restaurant, actually, there isn't really a very big hierarchy in tables. I think.
No, that's true.
A really good one.
Yeah.
Is that there isn't kind of obviously one better than the other, and I think that in a way. That it was one of the things that they did at the Ivy and at the Wolsey, is that there are no obviously kind of, well, actually having said that, maybe that's a challengeable remark, because they are seated in terms of seniority.
Yeah, they're like rings.
Yeah, there are.
And you can be sat in the door, you can be sat in the loo. It's always going to be a bit like that.
Yeah, okay. I slightly take that back. I'm thinking of some other restaurants. Marco's first restaurant, which I went to in Wandsworth, I believe it's called Harvey's. It had a very democratic, a very democratic table arrangement, and I remember walking in thinking, oh my God, this is like
canteen.
Yes, it wasn't, because he had very thick white linen, and it was the first time I'd ever had really, and it was very sumptuous. It was napery. It was 80s. It was the era of napery and upholstery and pelmetry and all that. It was the 80s. There was all that sort of stuff. And although his was quite pared back, there was a lot of fabric.
Chintz.
No, it wasn't chintz. I think it was plain colours. It was cream and white. But there was a lot of it. You felt
Opulence.
it felt opulent, exactly. But it wasn't like there were much better tables than the other. I seem to remember. But
what about St John? That's quite like that's very.
It is like that. There isn't really at St John's. There isn't really a better position.
No, not really.
They're all kind of.
Well, you can be in the middle.
Basically, we're sort of social democrats.
It's nice to be on the wall in St John.
Yeah.
I like it when. Where are you with bench seating where you're sharing with strangers?
Not for me.
No,
we did it today, actually. We moved table.
I was in a restaurant last night where it was like that. And it wasn't a fancy restaurant, but it was very good food. It's called Silk Road in Camberwell.
Funny enough, I've been there because it's close to where Matt and I used to live.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Very hot food.
Yeah. It's too scuzzy for me.
It's a shithole, really.
Yeah, for me it is. I'm too bourgeois.
You are very bourgeois.
I'm too bourgeois, and proudly so.
What's your favourite restaurant in London then?
Where do I go? I think the Savoy Grill I really love.
Do you?
Yeah.
You little old crashing soul.
I like the main restaurant.
I've eaten in there.
In the Connaught.
You haven't asked me what my favourite restaurants are because you're so fucking solipsistic.
It's Burger King, isn't it?
No,
it's Fish and Chip Greasy Spoon.
No, the Golden Hind's quite a good chip shop. That's in Marylebone. Probably never been there though, have you?
Definitely not.
Well, it's really good. You're missing out.
Right. So tell me, what is Paul Fryer? Could you? I'm sure your life has changed since
snarky.
Since success has chosen to take you by the hand and lead you away from us normal people. Where do you like to dine?
Well, where do you think I like to dine?
You like to dine.
I'm going all the same places as you. So
you like to dine at the Wolsey.
I like Hicks upstairs. Actually, I like the atmosphere in there.
What, that huge one?
No, the one on
the barn one.
The one down in
Soho.
The one in Soho, yeah. I like it.
It's got a hard floor.
It's quite
social. I quite like a carpet on the floor.
Yeah, in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, you probably like what's it then in Covent Garden? Rules.
Tom's Rules. Actually, I don't think I've ever been to Rules because I went to Rules, but it wasn't that one, and someone said it's a different thing altogether.
Oh no, that would.
But exactly, a nice and Edwardian.
It's very. It's Victorian, really. Rules.
Yeah, Victorian Edwardian. Yeah. Simpsons of Piccadilly. Have you ever been there?
Simpsons on the Strand. Yeah, I've been there.
Have you ever been there?
Of course I have. And
for
the
a job.
Savoy Grill.
What were you going there?
I was there to dine, guy. You made a surprise roll.
That's it.
I had a nice roast. I said, "Oh, you, Sonny, come over here. What's your name?" So my name's Malcolm. Malk, get us a pint, will you? While you're up. Oi, in a straight glass.
He's in town for the day. Beware.
Malcolm.
So what is your favourite?
You said
Malcolm. Upstairs at Hicks.
Malcolm, I know I'm in your corner, but would you mind swapping with that young lady? Just send her over, will you? I'm not, no offence, mate, but she's a bit easier on the eye than you are. Here's a fiver.
Changing waiters.
Here's a fiver.
That's oh God, that's a thought. So,
what, you telling me you've never done that?
No, I have not, because I never send food back. I never ask my table
with
to
any aspect of service, do you?
No, because what I think is I am at a restaurant to find out what it's about, not to tell them what I think they should be doing.
To eat shit food and drink corked wine?
If that's what they do, then I go, well, I won't be going back there to disappointment.
Well, if you're not going back, then why not send it back and get your fucking money back?
Because life's too short to make a horrible little cheap fuss. And she just ruined lunch. That was the lunch we went to where Guy asked for his money back.
Do you know what it is, Guy?
Oh, very cool.
Cowardice.
It's not. It's just
cowardice.
It's not cowardice.
It's cute. You're sweet, are you? You're just scared, Guy. You're scared to get your consumer rights, aren't you?
No, I'm just leave off. He's doing this awful thing of physically get your hands off me, Paul. Stop.
In a fraternal way.
Touching me, Paul. No, fuck off.
Guys,
I want to make it clear. No,
sit down. I'm just trying to be kind to
Paul,
you.
you're not. You're threatening me.
What's wrong with you?
You're trying to scare me.
I'm not. It's just that you're
Paul,
really
I'll
weird.
dirt you with my tongue.
Your trousers are ridden up. It's weird.
Stop ridiculing me. Look, first of all, he's physically fighting me. Now he's ridiculing my trousers. Don't stroke me. I don't want to be. If a woman says you don't stroke me, what do you do?
All right, fair enough. All right,
thank you.
Me too.
Yes, definitely.
Listen, Guy,
leave me alone.
What about Sheiky's? Tables are close together, but it's nice.
Too close.
Yeah.
But it's still very nice.
You prefer Scots, don't you?
I like Scots. Scots actually is one where there isn't a real hierarchy of tables. It's a bit more. If you're further away from the door.
Yeah, they can put you up the back end of the fucking.
Oh, no. Sometimes when I'm with quality, don't put up at the back end.
Put up quality? What do you mean when you're with quality?
With people who...
What do you mean, Guy?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Guy, like who is quality in your world? Come on, Guy.
Don't stop touching me.
Guy, come
Get
on.
off me and stop bullying me.
I'm not bullying you.
I'm talking about a generic. It's a generic term. When I'm with kind of
generic
flash
term for
people,
what?
flash people who I would imagine.
Flash people.
Well, I would.
So who are these flash people, Guy?
The people that when you walk into
People of a certain calibre. You're going to say that. Who are they?
Will you let me answer?
Who are they?
Will you now?
Who?
Okay. It's horrible. The listener does not want to have this.
Guys, stop
this bullying.
Never mind it.
He is bullying me.
Just get on with it.
Can someone please call Childline on my behalf?
Please, just get on with it. Please.
It's the kind of people that when the door
Don't
opens.
say the kind of people don't really blue. I want to know who they are.
Fuck off! Leave me alone.
Who are they?
Like I'm not happy.
Who are they,
He's
Guy?
bullying me.
Guy.
He's bullying me. I don't like it. I'm stopping this.
I am operating on behalf of the listener to get to the bottom of this. Who is quality people?